In a world where American influence is a topic of heated discussions, it's clear that US travelers sometimes face mixed reactions. Between diplomatic frictions and the strong impressions left by tourists, America's global footprint is undeniable, and not always welcomed with open arms. Amidst these conversations, certain destinations seem just a bit out of reach for American passports. But what's the story behind these barriers? Today, we're uncovering the reasons behind the cautious reception in 7 intriguing places where the usual welcome might be lacking. What makes these spots stand out, and why might they be harder to access? Let's find out. Number 7. Myanmar. Myanmar is a country in Southeast Asia that's going through a really tough time. In 2021, the army took control of the country from its leaders, which caused a lot of problems. Because it's not very safe right now, the US government has told Americans it's best not to go there. People visiting could end up in dangerous situations, like being taken by the army or getting caught in protests. The trouble in Myanmar started because of disagreements on who should run the country. The army taking over made many people upset, leading to protests and violence. This kind of problem is what we call a military coup. It's when the army takes control instead of leaders who were chosen through voting. This situation has made life very hard for the people there and has caused other countries, including the US, to worry about safety. Despite these problems, Myanmar is a beautiful country with a lot to offer. It has amazing places like Bagan, where you can see thousands of old temples spread out over a big area. There's also Inla Lake, where people live in houses on the water and use boats to get around. Myanmar has a rich culture with unique traditions and delicious food. It's a place full of history and natural beauty. Number 6. Libya. Libya is a country in North Africa that's facing a lot of difficulties. It's very big and has lots of desert. Right now, Libya is not a safe place for travelers, including Americans. There's a lot of crime, and some groups in Libya are very dangerous. Americans and other foreigners could be kidnapped, or worse, just for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because of these dangers, visiting places like shopping centers, hotels, or airports in Libya is really risky. Libya has been in trouble since a big change in government happened in 2011. Since then, different groups have been fighting over who should be in charge. This fighting makes the country unstable. There aren't many rules that are followed, and in some places, there's no government at all. Instead, armed groups control different parts of the country, making it dangerous for people living there and anyone who visits. Even with all its problems, Libya is home to incredible history and places to see. It has ancient ruins from the Roman Empire that are among the best preserved in the world. The city of Leptis Megna is a great example, offering a glimpse into the past. Libya's natural beauty, like its Mediterranean coastline and desert landscapes, is also stunning. Before all the trouble, people visited Libya to experience its culture, food, and warm hospitality. Number 5. Venezuela. Venezuela is a country at the top of South America, known for its incredible landscapes, like beautiful beaches and mountains. But Venezuela has been facing tough times. The government there has a lot of control, and not everyone agrees with how the country is being run. This has led to big problems, like not enough food and medicine for everyone. Because of these issues, it's not very safe for Americans to visit. There have been cases where people from the US were taken by the government, and there's also a lot of crime like stealing and carjacking. The situation in Venezuela got really bad because of disagreements on how the country should be governed. The current leader, President Nicolas Maduro, has been in power for a while, and many people and countries think he has too much control. This has led to protests and a lot of unhappy people. The government has been very harsh in dealing with anyone who doesn't agree with them, including arresting people without a good reason. Even with these problems, Venezuela is a beautiful place with a lot to offer. It has amazing natural sights like Angel Falls, the highest waterfall in the world, and the Orinoco Delta with its incredible wildlife. Venezuelans are also known for their music and art. The country has a rich culture that includes tasty food and lively dances. If you are enjoying this video and gaining some new information, appreciate us by hitting that like button so we keep on making such amazing videos. Number 4. Somalia. Somalia is a country in Africa, right on the eastern coast. It's known for its long coastline and beautiful beaches. But sadly, Somalia has been facing a lot of hard times. A lot of people there live in poverty, which means they don't have enough money for basic things like food and a safe place to live. Somalia also doesn't have a strong government that can take care of everyone, so it's not a safe place for visitors, including Americans. There are groups in Somalia that try to hurt others through violence, and it's also common for people to be kidnapped or taken against their will. The problems in Somalia come from many years of fighting and not having a stable government. Different groups want to be in charge, and this has caused a lot of conflict. Without a strong government, it's hard to have police and laws that protect people. This makes Somalia a dangerous place, not just for the people who live there, but also for anyone thinking about visiting. Even with these challenges, Somalia has a rich culture and history. It's a place with ancient cities and beautiful natural sights. The people of Somalia have their own traditions, music, and stories that have been passed down for generations. Somalia's coastline and the Indian Ocean make it a naturally beautiful place, with some of the most stunning views in Africa. Number 3. Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a country in Asia that has beautiful mountains and a very old history. But it's been a tough place for a long time because of a lot of fighting. The fighting has lasted for over 40 years, and it makes Afghanistan a very dangerous place to visit. People from other countries, including Americans, could be kidnapped or hurt there. There are also many attacks, and it's hard for visitors to be safe because there isn't a lot of help from the government for tourists. The fighting in Afghanistan started a long time ago because of disagreements about who should lead the country. Different groups have been fighting each other to be in charge. This has made life very hard for the people who live there. Many countries, including the USA, have tried to help bring peace, but it's still a very unstable place. The US Embassy in the capital, Kabul, even had to close in 2021, which means there's less help available for American visitors. Despite these problems, Afghanistan is a country with a rich culture and history. It has stunning landscapes like the Band-e-Amir National Park, which is known for its beautiful lakes. Afghanistan also has a long history of art and poetry that goes back hundreds of years. The people of Afghanistan have their own unique traditions and celebrations that are important parts of their lives. Number 2. Russia. Russia is a huge country with lots of interesting history and cold weather. It's known for its beautiful buildings and long stories about kings and queens from the past. But visiting Russia can be hard for Americans right now. There are a lot of rules you have to follow to get a visa, which is like a special permission to visit another country. You have to fill out a lot of paperwork and answer many questions about where you've been and what you do. Because of some disagreements between Russia and other countries, including the USA, it's even harder to visit now. The problems with visiting Russia have a lot to do with disagreements about politics and power. Sometimes countries have different ideas about what's right and wrong, and this can make it difficult for people from those countries to visit each other. Russia has its own rules about who can come in, and because of some recent big disagreements, like the conflict with Ukraine, it's even more complicated for Americans. Even with these challenges, Russia has so much to offer. It has incredible places like the Red Square and the Kremlin in Moscow, which are full of history. There's also the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, one of the biggest and oldest museums in the world. Russia is also famous for its music, ballet, and literature, with famous writers like Leo Tolstoy and Fyodor Dostoevsky coming from there. Number 1. North Korea. North Korea is a country that's very different from many others. It's not easy to know a lot about what's happening there because it's pretty closed off from the rest of the world. For Americans, it's even tougher because the US government doesn't allow American tourists to go there. This rule was made to help keep people safe. North Korea is known for being very strict about its rules, and visiting without permission could be very risky. The reason it's so hard to visit North Korea has a lot to do with its government and the way it interacts with other countries. North Korea and the United States have had a complicated relationship for many years. There have been disagreements and tensions over things like nuclear weapons and human rights. Because of these tensions, North Korea is very careful about who it lets in, and the US tries to protect its citizens by not allowing tourist visits. Even though it's hard to visit, North Korea has its own culture and traditions. It has special holidays and celebrations that are important to the people who live there. There are also unique places, like the capital city of Pyongyang, which has monuments and buildings that are very important to North Korean history. Because it's not easy to go there, much of what we know comes from books, documentaries, and the stories of people who have visited. As we've seen today, there are places around the world where traveling can be tough for Americans. But that doesn't mean we can't learn about these countries from afar. There are lots of books, movies, and online resources that can teach you about the culture, history, and people of these countries. And if you're really interested in visiting these places one day, stay updated on travel advisories and requirements. Who knows? The situation could change, and opportunities to visit safely might arise. And with this hope, let's end today's video. If you enjoyed this journey and learned something new, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next adventure.